Welcome everybody. I thought that this was going live, but it actually wasn't. I just realized that. I just got a message. I forgot to click go live. So I've already started the unboxing. Basically, I just got it out of the box. It just came out. So this is all the pieces and parts. My name's Kevin Rank. I run MakerFun 3D. And this magic was sent to me from JGMaker. This is their 3D printer. It's got a 220 by 220 by 250 millimeter build plate. And I'm going to be putting it through some testing here coming up to try it out, make sure it works. Well, not make sure it works, but to try it out, see how it works, compare it with some other printers and see how they all work together. This is my second JGMaker 3D printer. My original was the JG Aurora A5, which I have used extensively whenever I needed a larger print area. I tend to try to print whatever is needed, so if I don't need a very large print area, I'll use a smaller printer. So I really like having the smaller print areas like this and the larger ones. So this looks like it's got a PEI type surface on it. I do know that it'll pop off and it's a flexible bed. This will be the first flex bed printer that I believe that I've ever used. Everything else I have has been glass or the PEI sheet's just been on the bed itself. So what I was saying, so I got everything unboxed. These are all the pieces and parts. This is basically all that's in the box. I know that the instructions are on the USB. I haven't really gotten into this at all, so I don't really know what all that is going to entail. Usually these all come together. These are all built pretty similar, though there are some little parts here in little bags, and I'm not totally sure what they're for. And here's a belt. A little platter, a little spatula, get things off the bed. So, wow, this has a lot of little parts in it. More so than most 3D printers. So there's the tools to put it all together. Oh, there we go. There's SD card reader. Some bolts, various size bolts. Like I said, I hadn't gotten very far. I just actually got these out of the box before it was pointed out to me that I had not started the stream yet. A little bit of filament. The warranty card, I'll leave these in here. It's got the blue-handled snips. Which, of course, are probably going to be one of the hardest parts in this whole build to get out. So, yeah, some snips. And then a quick start guide. I believe that's all. I'm not going to need these parts. So let's see here. So there's really not a lot to that, to the unpacking. Let's see here. So this comes with a SanDisk disk on it, or a SD card, 8 GB, and it's got an SD card reader. Let's see here. Fortunately, I'm about out of USB here. I'm gonna have to enable something else so I can get to that. I'm just gonna see if there's. I'm going to see what's on that really quick. There we go. And you can hear everything going off as it all gets set up to see what's on the SD card. There we go. Let's see here. So it's got some G-code on the SD card. It's got Cura as well as JG Create, and I've not actually used that software before. Let's see here, and then there's the Magic Cura Slice software instructions, Magic User Guide, and then they need more help PDF file. Let's have a real quick look here at the PDF guide. Come on. So this is a decent sized guide. It's not a small one. So let's see here. See if there's anything obviously weird in this. I'm not seeing anything obvious. So let's get on with the actual building here. So I'm actually going to follow the instructions, I think, or just kind of follow along with the instructions. Mainly because I don't want to do a step ahead and mess something up and have to redo it. That's always a pain in the butt. So it looks like the first one is to assemble this, but it's already assembled. Let's see here. So I don't need to do that. And the next part, it looks like, is going to be putting the hot end on. So this is going to go like so. It should go on the back. Actually, this is showing it like this. Those pictures are kind of small. That's the biggest issue when I'm trying to build something like this, is trying to understand what all they want with these. Just knowing how, because everybody seems to build things a little differently. Their build style's their own. So actually, it looks like these are tensioned pretty well right out of the box, which is always good. I'm gonna get rid of these. Don't really need don't need the, there we go, that on anymore. Actually, I'm not going to worry about putting that all together quite yet. So just get that together so we know where it all goes. Oh, and I'm going to have to use the belt. Okay. Actually, already comes with the zip ties on it. It's all ready to go. It's kind of convenient. Yeah, I probably should have done the belt first. Oops. There we go. Okay. Let's stick these on the two slots. Let's see here. Okay, so make sure I've got all of it. Actually, I thought this was feeling really loose. And looking here, looks like it popped off the idler. Let's try this one more time. And that still's pretty loose. Yeah, I need to pay attention to what's popping off the belts. Okay, there we go. So now, just want to see what's in these bags. Let's see what we've got here. So we've got an in stop. These are probably both in stops, so I'm not going to worry about that. Let's see. So it's saying to move. Oh, I think this is it here. Okay, I'm finally getting what they're saying. So it's like this needs to be tightened further. Use their tools, see how this all works out. There we go. Okay. So get that tightened up. And there we go. Now I just want to make sure this feels good. Oh yeah, it feels good. Okay. So not too tight, moves nice and smooth. That's what we want to feel for that there. Okay. So now we're going to assemble the Z-axis. I need the Z-axis limit switch. Aha. Oh, this is the filament sensor. This is the Z-axis limit switch. This is the one I took out. I see now that there is a label at the bottom of these. And I need the aluminum profile. So I'm guessing on here. Probably not going to need that for just a little bit. I will need the knife again. Really do need to sharpen this knife some. It's not the sharpest out there. Don't want to cut too deep and get into the packed material either. And because I don't want to create too much of a mess. I hate cleaning up too much. There we go. So this has to be the top bar. So there we go. There are the aluminum profiles. So it says to install the Z-axis motor, but that looks like it's already been done. Oh, look what's inside of there. Now this will need to be installed eventually. Hold on for a second. Oops, you know that. Convenient having my station over there for my resin printing items. So let's see here. So this is definitely much more complex to build than the JGMaker A5, but I think the A5 is probably about the easiest 3D printer I've ever put together. There's like 4 bolts in the bottom and 2 or 3 on the filament holder, and that was it. I don't think I've ever had an easier to put together 3D printer than that one. So it's got a zoomed in view of where to mount the limit switch, but it's a little difficult for me to understand what they're saying. Again, like I said, it's a little small. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, see if that helps. So I think, oh, I was going to take this off. I don't need that just yet. It's kind of weird how they have this. So I think what it's telling me is that it wants it on top of this. And it shows, so you'll see there's two holes here. These two are countersunk, or a little wider on this side, so they're countersunk on this side, and they're not on this side. Now there's a zoomed in piece on this, and I'm trying to see, so it's, okay, so what it's saying is the side with the counterbore, you want to face outside. That's what it's telling me. So that's going to be facing outside there. This is just kind of weird to try to understand. I'm pretty sure this is how this goes. I'm not 100% sure that this is how the Z is going to go, but I'm pretty sure that's what the picture is showing me. It's a little smaller. Okay, so let's see how that will do. So now we're going to mount this on the base. So it looks like this will go here, and this one will go here, and I'm going to move this. Okay, now I need those screws. So one thing I do like about this, they actually show very specifically what the screws are on the package. I really wish more companies would do this. This actually, to me, makes things so much easier, because I will admit I'm still a little bit of a newbie when it comes to metric. Now, just because I know these are major pieces to hold it all together, I figured these were the proper ones. That's the reason why they were the first ones I grabbed for. But it is nice to get that confirmation as well. It's little touches like that that really make putting something like this together just go more smoother. Because then you have the, you've got the right parts. Now I do have an additional tool that I usually like to use on these, and that's a 90-degree tool, just to make sure everything it comes in at 90 degrees at the top. I don't know if I'm gonna grab it for the live build though. I may just hope for the best, and then after the live build's over, I'll just go back through and make sure I got it squared up. So I can feel a little bit of play there. Let's a little bit of wobble. There's a lot less wobble. Okay, I just want to make sure I have these down right. Let's see. Yeah, counter sunk sides on the outside. Now we're going to put on this part. Actually, some of this material here. There we go. Give it something to rest on. Let's see here. Yeah, it's just it says make sure everything glides well. So now I can pull this piece out. So again, you want the countersunk holes at the top, it looks like. And these are going to be the M25 screws, or M525s. So these screws here, or bolts, I mean. Actually, I don't know what I'm doing here. I like to use this. I find that helps make these a little easier to not get scattered all around. Oops. Okay. No, that's not going to be the right one. Okay. Got that one done. Now getting to the somewhat more inside one. Get it done. There we go. And let's get these tightened up some, or cinched down at least. Just getting them till they just touch to be tight. Don't want them super tight just yet. Make sure everything's just kind of taut before I get everything tightened down one last time. Okay, everything feels good there. Let's do this. There we go. So if anybody has any questions or anything, I'm happy to answer them or talk about it. So it seems to me this is kind of going directly against, say, like the Ender 3 build size and price wise and everything. If you don't have a place to stash your printers, this one definitely is a nicer looking package, which is always kind of nice. I've got all my printers kind of relegated here in my office space, and you can kind of see, well, you can see the resin printers here, but then I've got two more of these metal racks over here that are full of FDM printers, and then down there is my Saturn resin printer. It's one of the beta units. And then over there is where I keep all my all of my paints and other stuff, and I've got one more printer there. Just going through and, well, here, let's see. Okay, everything feels good, feels smooth. I always like to bring that up and down, make sure nothing snags, nothing feels like it's catching as I'm running up and down. I do that just to try to make sure it's straight, because generally if you feel anything weird on the gantries that's going up and down, that's where you're going to really feel, or that's one way to tell if you're you don't have a good 90 up here. Then we're going to use the threaded rod. Actually, after this, so I use a super lube lithium grease. I'll put some of that on this. This is kind of tacky. It's got a coating on it. I don't think it's a grease coating. It's a little on the tacky side. Okay, so that's correct. Making sure the coupler's all nice and tight. Whoops. I always like to use the tools they send, but my favorite tools are ones with the ball ends, because then I can kind of get at these at different angles. There we go. Okay, so that's in. Filament sensor. This goes, it's going to go there. Okay, so here we go here. Let's see here. Okay. So once again, it's on. And this is going, oh, actually, I'm just trying to get how this is all built together. Whoops. Wow, did I zip past that? Okay, so that's putting together. The extruder is on step 5, but it's already put together. Excuse me. So I believe what I'm looking at is right there is how this is going to go. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure all of this out because it's kind of a little weird. Okay, so it's M3 by 8. Whoops. This is a little bit of a tight fit. I think that's the reason why the instructions actually show this being done first and then the extruder being put on, because this is a very, very, very tight fit right here. And I may have to take the extruder off to get this in, because my fingers do not really fit very well. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Or I wonder. So I'm trying to do is figure out what this is then. Oh, this is just okay, I get it. This is just a replacement to that. Actually, I think if I pull these two pieces off, maybe it'll come off. There we go. Okay, there's a brass piece underneath it. That's the reason why this is giving me some problems to get out. Oh yeah, lots more room there. Lots more room. Still a little on the awkward side. Okay, one's in. Putting the other one, trying to put the other one in. There we go. Got them both in. Jeez. And I have a feeling I'm still doing this wrong. Now that I'm looking at this. Maybe? See, this is, oh, no, what I'm looking at. Okay, so I'm looking at the picture of this. This is what I'm looking at. That's what's kind of confusing. So this is the sensor. So that looks like the sensor goes like, you would never believe how weird this, oh, you know what? I did this backwards. That's why this was looking odd to me. I see now that the bolts are going the opposite direction. And this is the one thing that's kind of confusing to me, is it's showing it, so it's showing it like this, but there's holes here, so it looks to me like these should go inside because it would fit, but I don't think they're supposed to. I think they're actually supposed to come in from the outside. By how I'm looking at this. The illustration could be a little bit better. I will admit, the illustration's a little difficult to read. It's not the simplest. I really think that if you have not put one of these together before, you're probably going to want to watch one of these build videos first, because these illustrations just are not quite there. It's not exactly what not exactly there to make it easy. You get the idea, but they're a little on the painful side to understand here. Okay, so I'll get this all put back together. And I was able to do that without launching the spring across the room, which is always a good thing. Always something I worry about. And everything's together now. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to zoom this out a little bit. And go down here. Okay, so this is basically what this already is, so I don't need to worry about that. And now we're going to do the spool holder, which is back here. And this is going to use the M5x8s. Pour these out. Just need 2 for this step. Just 1. And this is just on the back here, not that difficult. It's kind of obvious. So I like this because I actually kind of like hanging my spools off the edge or off the end of my printer like this. I actually have one of my printers, the one right next to me here, is actually set up. It's at the top, so I can't actually use the full height of my gantry, but I generally don't print that high, so it's not a loss. I've got other printers that have full gantry heights, so if I need it, I can use it. But by doing that, I was able to claim a little bit of space on that printer. And that's my workhorse printer. Actually, my 2 workhorse printers are FDM printers right over here. One has the filament spool holder on top, and then that one, I moved it over to the side. It's designed to be on the top, but I do like them on the side. They do spread out a little bit, but it's kind of nice to have the filament sitting there. I find it a little bit simpler to put it on the top. I find vertical I have a little bit less space than I do horizontal usually. Okay. Oh, saying the spool can also be done after the wiring is complete. So here's the wiring here. And I'm going to grab those snips. Honestly, I prefer to move these with that. There we go. And now let's pull these out. So this is the Z switch. So that's going to go right there. this, they actually label these pretty good. Z motor. Big surprise there. That was the Z switch. So I think that I would go with mounting this holder second. Do the wiring and then do this, because this Z motor is a little close to the filament holder. And my fingers don't really fit in there too well. But I got it. There we go. Okay, and on up here, we've got the X motor, the E switch, and the E motor. There's the extruder motor. Here's the extruder switch. And here is the X motor. There we go. Not sure where that's going to go. Okay. Oh, no, that's USB. Okay, so let's go on down here. That's finding those. E. Oh, here's a good close-up of the Z switch. I'll play around with that a little bit to get that right, I guess. Oh, so for the Z switch, there's, let me see here. Let's do this. Okay, good. Even though that looks funky, here we go. So there is this opening right here. This is kind of slick. So this looks like it's designed to go through that to help hold it on. So the looks of it, you run it around there. And then plug it in here to get that plugged in. So there you go. And we'll go back to the other camera. There we go. Having a little close-up webcam is kind of convenient. Okay, so that's how that goes. Whoops. Forgot to move that. There we go. Okay. I really don't use the touchpad on this laptop much. I suppose I could have copied that file over. That would have made a lot more sense. Okay. Okay, so it's showing this. Make sure that that's done and that is set up there. Okay. So the issue that I'm running into here is I'm not entirely sure where this end piece goes to the other end of this, the extrude. or the hot end. Just kind of weird. Okay. Because all those made sense. And the last step shows us how to install this here and then plug this in here. But it doesn't show us where the other end goes. Let's see if there's something inside. Or if I'm just completely and utterly missing a plug somewhere. Oh wait, I think I see it on the main board here where it goes. Okay, so pull this over here. Let's bring up the webcam. So, oops. Right back here, you can see that there's an opening right there. That needs to go in there. So there's the board. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Let's plug this little guy in. And let's see here. Let's almost got it. There we go. Whoops. But I forgot. So the cable's coming in through the back right here. And I forgot to feed this through the back right there. So that's what I'm doing here. Feeding that through. And we'll plug this in one more time. There we go. There we go. So now we'll go back to the camera. I really need to get that set up over here. Okay, and it's got a zip tie here to go around this. Put that on. There we go. And put that in. There we go. So there you have it. The printer is basically together. Let's see here. So it's saying, this is kind of cool. Little safety thing. Come on, focus here. There we go. So it's saying power input 110, make sure you're connected to ground, and that's over the power. So that's actually kind of a nice little way to do that, I think. Lets us see what's going on right there. So let's see here. We will, there we go. Oh, you know what? This did not, that I remember, did not show us how to put this on, which it's not that difficult. Whoops, it's going to go there, and I'm going to assume it's going to use one of these last two. Oh, come on. one. There's the other. Oh, there's one. There we go. Now it's all done. There you go. I think it's all done. I do have 2 extra bolts. That always bothers me a little bit. I think we're good. So it also comes in this little goodie bag. It comes with an extra connector, an extra, looks like probably 4mm or 0.04 millimeter nozzle, and 2 T-nuts. Okay, now I have all sorts of stuff plugged in here. I just want to make sure I don't unplug something I don't want to. I'm not using the Frozen Sonic right now, so I can plug that in. There we go. Let's turn this back around here. Okay, raise that up just a touch. I probably should take this bed off. Well, not really the bed, I meant so the bed's got this blue tape on the corners, because I really don't need to take the bed itself off. Just need to get the tape off the corners. So always these simple things. You think, oh, this will just take a moment. It just does not go quite as smooth as you would really like it to. So there's another one. So we got that. And we've got that. And one last one over here. There we go. Okay, whoops. And get that taken off. There we go. Okay, so I think we're ready to go. Everything's ready to fire it up for the first time. Let's see. Okay. It says 3D printer ready. That's always a good sign. Here, let me Wow, it really does not like the brightness of that display, does it? And I don't consider that display all that bright, but it really does not like it. Let's see if I can do anything about that really quickly. Second here. I'm just hoping that it's going to, that this control lets me, here we go, configure video, lets me turn down the exposure a little bit. Yeah, let's see if that works. There we go. Pump up the, there we go. Now you can actually use the, you can see what's going on here. So you've got that. Let's see here. I want to turn off autofocus because I don't want it to try to, whoops, and I keep turning it back on and off. Come on. There we go. Okay. So, there we go. So it doesn't have the SD card. Let me pop the SD card out of my computer and stick it in. I should have, yeah, it's got that. I'm not gonna print that just yet. Generally like to print something else. I have some ideas. My son just turned 4 this past weekend, and I need to print him out some Nerf gun targets because he got a Nerf gun for his birthday. And I think that will be my first print on this printer, is to print him some Nerf gun targets. He's been using Army Men, but I think Nerf gun targets will work better for him. So that's what I'm going to slice after this stream. I'm going to slice those really quick, get them printed, and then I'll post them on my website. But you can see that it's running. Didn't lose any of the magical blue smoke when I turned it on, which is something I really like to see. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to turn the... Actually, let's see what the fan sounds like. It's kind of a loud fan, but it's not terribly loud, honestly. Well, it's got a lot of settings here that you can tweak, already set up for that. It's kind of nice. So it's got some stuff built, some nice additions. It's not stuff I would normally see. Well, it seems like this gives you more control than some do, which is kind of nice. You can store the settings, load settings. Oh, you can even initialize EEPROM. That's kind of interesting. So yeah, so that's the display on this. Let's see, let's prepare. So move the axis. Oh, probably should try that. Move the X, move it 10. Should be able to hear that. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's auto home it. It sounded a little rough. I'll have to play with that a little bit. I do know that I was looking around a little bit earlier. It sounded like some people had some issues with it sounding a little rough. when it was moving along the Y. So I'm gonna have to look at that, figure out why it's doing that. But yeah, it all works. And could just be, I admit I have almost no other printers that are set up this way except that A5 that I mentioned earlier, with the bars here. Everything else that I have all uses the extruders. Like this is set up on the Z and X there. So I'll have to play around with that a little bit because I really don't use those that often. So it's all put together. It's ready to go. I'm going to go through. I'm going to heat the bed up, and then I'm going to level it so that I can start printing on it. And I'm going to copy some Nerf, what are they called? Nerf targets onto this for my son. Hopefully they'll be, and the first set will be ready, by the time he wakes up tomorrow, since he's going to bed right now, or has just gone to bed, or is going to bed. Well, actually, he's going to be going to bed because there he is right there. As you probably hear him. So here, give me 1 second, guys. So yeah, I'll be getting that done, and then I'll put some pictures out there for you guys. I would like to thank JGMaker for sending this over. I appreciate it. Hold on, Greg. Watch on their site. They're going to be having and there's my son, Greg. They're going to be having a new Kickstarter for a new filament FDM 3D printer coming up very soon, from my understanding. If you go to either my Facebook page, or not Facebook page, my YouTube. Hold on, Greg. Hold on. Yep. If you go to my YouTube channel, hold on, Greg. This video, there's a coupon. There's a coupon code. Yes. There's a coupon code to get $19 or $14 off of. It goes here. It goes like this. You put it in. Okay. You get $14 off of one of these printers if you order it through Amazon. And it's kind of a long reach for you, huh? Okay, you got it. So you can do that. I also have it on my webpage, makerfun3d.com. You can grab information about the printer. You can grab the link to Amazon and the coupon code there. And that was sent to me by JGMaker as well, to send to my viewers like you. So if this is a printer that interests you, they're around $200. Here, get out of your way here, Greg. They're around $200, so they're very inexpensive. With that coupon, it drops it to, I think, just right around $200 on Amazon. On their website, they end up being I think they're $199 if I recall correctly. So they're an inexpensive printer. They've got that 220 by 220 by 250 build area. It's a good, generous build area for the price. Puts it right in the same vicinity as the Ender 3. So if you're looking for that kind of printer, this looks like it's a good alternative. It's actually got filament run out, so that's always nice to have. It's got the flex plate built in. So yeah, so this looks like a pretty nice printer if you're in the market for one of these consumer style printers. I'll be putting this through its paces. One other thing I'll do is for those that have never done it, you also want to make sure these wheels here are set up correctly, and you adjust them, which I don't know which one. I will fix it. And you use what are called eccentric nuts to adjust them to make sure they touch really well on all sides. So I'll adjust the eccentric nuts on the Z's and on this X as well, just to make sure they're connected properly. You really want those wheels to you want them all to touch, but you don't want to be too tight. So I'll be doing that. That's why when you get these printers, you'll have these these wrenches. That's what they're there for, is to adjust those eccentric nuts. So thanks again to JGMaker for sending this over. Watch my site for some updates that I'll be doing while I put this through its paces and get the review done. and then hopefully, usually it takes me 1 to 2 months to get the review done and post it on my page. I like to print on it for quite a while just to get a good burn in on it and just kind of get a good feel for it for these printers. So if you have any questions, please leave a comment. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe it. I really appreciate it. Helps get the name out. I just broke 100 people on YouTube. I don't do a ton of videos. Generally, I just do unboxing. I really want to get into doing some more YouTube videos. I have some ideas. Kind of go a little different direction in 3D printing, I think. I've got a business background. I think I might want to look. I want to do a little bit of the business end of the gaming, 3D printing for gaming. I think something like that might be interesting. Something nobody has really done. Kind of look at that. So yeah, so please give my channel a like and subscribe if you want to hear more about that kind of stuff as well. So thank you for watching. Again, my name's Kevin Rank, and my site is makerfun3d.com. And again, just one last time, thank you to JGMaker for sending this printer to me to test. Have a great evening, everybody.
Dad, are you gonna fix that?
Hold on.
Because it's not working?
Hold on.
How's that turn on?
I don't know what you mean. How does that go on?
Because you gotta fix that?
No, I don't need to. Well, I'm just going to do some adjustments.
Because where? This driver